So a slightly more unusual question this, where we're actually being asked to deduce the balanced equation for a particular reaction. We are reacting aluminium, which is a metal with the chemical symbol Al, and we're reacting that with chlorine, which is Cl2, and we're producing aluminium chloride, which is AlCl3. Now, for this question, once again, we need to use our old trusty friend. That question, what's the mass of Mr. Mole Rat? And it will make sense as to why in a minute, because we're going to be using it slightly differently here, because we've got aluminium and we've got chlorine gas, Cl2. And we know the masses of both of these substances. We've got 21.6 grams of aluminium and we've got 85.2 grams of chlorine. And we know we're making AlCl3. So what we want to do, because we've got the masses of both of these substances, we can actually work our way down for both of them. Okay, so if you have a mass, then you can work down for both of the substances that you have. So first things first, we've got our aluminium. The relative atomic mass of aluminium, we're told up here, is 27. So we can pop that in there. Chlorine, Cl2, has a relative atomic mass of 35.5. So the relative formula mass is that times 2, which gives us 71. Now we need to find the moles. As before, the reason we lay it out like this is so that we can just put that line in there to remind ourselves to divide. And if we divide 21.6 by 27, we get an answer of 0.8. And if we divide 85.2 by 71, we get an answer of 1.2. So that's all well and good so far. In terms of the marks that we've got, we can get 1 mark for calculating both those numbers of moles. Brilliant. As always, calculate the moles, you're going to get some marks. Now, this time our ratio, we want to deduce this ratio. We want to figure it out. Now, the easiest way to figure out a ratio with the information you've got is to divide both of these numbers by the smaller number. Now, in this case, 0.8 is smaller than 1.2. So I'm going to divide both of these numbers by 0.8. And if you do that, you get an answer of 1 to 1.5. Now, as we said in a previous question, we don't like having those halves in there. So we want our simplest whole number ratio. And in order to do that, we need to times both of these numbers by 2. So we end up with a 2 to 3 ratio that are reacting. Okay, that's your second mark for this question, that 2 to 3 ratio. So what that means is we've got 2 lots of aluminium reacting with 3 lots of chlorine, Cl2, to produce our product. And we are told in the question that the formula of the product is AlCl3. Now we know these balancing numbers on the left because we just calculated them. We figured out that ratio with the information we were given. We want to figure out what the balancing number is here for AlCl3. Well, we've got 2 lots of aluminium on the left-hand side. So we could put a big 2 in front of AlCl3. But does that check out with the chlorines? Well, let's have a look. So on the left of the arrow, we've got 3 times 2, so that's 6 chlorines. On the right-hand side of the arrow, we've got 2 times 3, that's 6 chlorines. So it does all work out. So what we've got here that I've just written there is our balanced equation, and that gives us our third mark. So for this type of question where you're asked to deduce a balanced equation, you want to be calculating the moles, looking at the ratios of moles that are reacting, and then you can figure it out from there.